Welcome guys to Idle Games TV, and this is gonna be another episode in the tower, basically the tower challenge. So I saw a lot of interest, and definitely I played it a bit and then I quit, then again I played it and so on. So today I want to talk to you guys about the workshop and about the lab over here. So we're going to talk about a bit about these things and what exactly do you need to do over here, what's the difference between them and so on. So let's go first in the workshop over here. We're not going to play, no, you're not going to see any gameplay. We're just going to talk about the workshop, about the different upgrades over here. I'm not gonna mention the best upgrades or whatever. I'm just going to talk a bit about the workshop and obviously about the lab in order for you to better understand what you need to do and obviously what are going to be the pros and cons regarding everyone. So let's go back over here. So the workshop, attack upgrades, for example. Keep in mind the fact that after a while, after you're going to do a lot of progress in the game, you're going to basically max everything up over here. So if you're going to consume a lot of coins over here, you're going to see that you're not going to basically be able to upgrade anything in the gameplay. So eventually when you're going to start the game, you're going to see that for different kind of branches, for different kind of let's say options over there, you're going to see that they are already maxed up. Like for example, the multi-shot targets, I cannot upgrade them when I'm going to start the game. Like for example, the bounce shot targets, also those are maxed up already. So if I'm going to go over here in the defense upgrades, the same thing. So the knock force or the orbs, you're going to have up to 4 orbs. The orb speed, if I'm going to upgrade it 2 more times or 3 more times if I'm not mistaken, I'm going to have that one maxed up already. So if I'm going to put 10, so eventually as you can see the orb doesn't, the orb speed, so pay attention to the orb speed. So right now I have a multiplier of 10. If I'm going to put 5, the same amount of coins is over there. So eventually if I'm going to do 5 more upgrades for the orb speed, I'm going to max that thing up, and if I'm going to start the game, I'm going to see the same thing, so that's going to be maxed up. So let's do that. So right now as you can see the orb speed is maxed up, so every time I'm going to jump into the game, I will not be able to do upgrades for the orb speed. It's already maxed up. Now what you will never be able to max up, at least from what I saw until now, so I did play this game for quite a while, so you're going to upgrade, I don't know, until you're going to die eventually, the health and the damage, guys. Okay, so you're going to upgrade the health and the damage a lot. So the attack speed will eventually max up, the critical factor, the critical chance, the attack range, multi-shot and so on. Even the multi-shot, if I'm not mistaken, I can, yeah, so I can upgrade it 10 times, but afterwards it will be maxed up as well. So the attack and the damage will be the ones that are going to go to the infinite, and also, sorry, my bad, also the health regeneration part. Now these are the ones that you're going to be able to upgrade them more and more, even in the workshop, but also even in the lab, but also in the game as well. Now keep in mind that every time you're going to upgrade over here in the workshop, basically sorry, what you're going to do is you're going to increase the starting point whenever you're going to start the game. So you're going to increase the starting point. That's the main idea. So what I'm trying to say is the fact that every time you're going to jump into the game, let's say for example you're going to start with the health at 10k. Okay, so if you're going to start with your health at 10k, you're going to eventually get some coins. You're going to come back over here in the workshop, you're going to do some upgrades, and most probably you're going to upgrade it, let's say for the sake of the example, somewhere around 50k. Now if you're going to jump into the game, you're going to start with your health from 50k, not from 10k. Okay, that's going to be the advantage if you're going to do upgrades in the workshop. Now for the, sorry, my bad, so for the damage, the same idea still applies. So if I'm going to have my damage when I'm going to start the game somewhere around 100, if I'm going to do upgrades over here for the damage, after I'm going to get some coins, I'm going to increase it, for the sake of the example, I mean somewhere around 750. So first was 500, after 750. Now if I'm going to jump into the game again, The same idea like for the health, I'm going to have my damage at 750 from the first level, okay? So that's the trick regarding the workshop. Now, if you're going to go over here in the utility upgrades, the same thing like for the health and for the attack. So if I'm going to increase the level for the cash wave or for the coins wave, eventually I can max these things up. So don't forget this, everything from the utility upgrades, from what I saw, you can max it up. So everything over here, if you're going to do a lot of upgrades in the workshop when you're going to be offline, well, basically you're not going to be in the game, these are going to be permanent upgrades. So keep in mind the fact that everything you're going to do in the workshop, you're going to have basically permanent upgrades, and eventually you're going to be able to max these things up if you're going to consume a lot of coins over here. Now, the same idea still applies. So if you're going to start with a cash wave, for example, at 10, and if you're going to get some coins when you play it and come back and upgrade the cash per wave or the coins per wave, but let's stick with the cash per wave. So first you had the cash per wave at 100. You jump into the game, played a little bit, got some coins, and afterwards come back, did some upgrades, and let's say like for example from 100 you reach 110. Now the next time you're going to jump into the game, you're going to have 110 cash per wave. The first wave that you're going to start, you're going to get 110, and previously when you started you had only 100. So that's going to be the difference every time you're going to do upgrades in the workshop. So please keep in mind the fact that the workshop upgrades are permanent, also the lab upgrades are permanent as well. But what I'm trying to say is the fact that these are going to be the upgrades that you're going to start with every time you're going to upgrade them and you're going to jump into the game. You're going to have the permanent upgrades already put over there in the game at the first wave, okay? So that's definitely going to be useful as long as you're going to advance even further. Now, I hope that you get the idea. If you have any comments, any tips, any questions regarding the workshop, please drop a comment and let me know. Now we're gonna go and talk a bit about the lab. Now, depending on how much gemstones and how many things did you upgrade over here, if I'm not mistaken, you're going to be able to have up to 5 laboratories, but I only have 3. Definitely I do want to unlock the 4th one due to the fact that I got the hang of it and I know that I need it, so please keep that in mind. You'll also need some cards, but most probably we're going to talk about that in a different video. Now let's go and talk about a bit about the laboratory. Now keep in mind the fact that the laboratory and the workshops are 2 separate different things, although they go hand in hand and they're going to help you quite a lot. You're going to see that the laboratory is the one that eventually helps you with a multiplier. So let's go for the attack because it's the best one that I can explain and the easiest one. So if you're going to start, like for example, with the damage from the upgrades that you already did in the workshop at 100, so you have 100 damage, okay? Now you're going to jump into the game and you have, for example, over here in the lab, you do not have like I have right now 1.52, you have 1.10, okay? Let's go with that. 1.10, 1.5, it's better, 1.5. So you're gonna have the damage if you did the upgrades for the workshop at 100 and you start the game. The first time you do an upgrade at the damage, it's going to be multiplied with 1.5. That's the trick, okay? So keep in mind, the next level, again, multiplied with 1.5. Again, multiplied with 1.5. Those are not permanent upgrades, those are only in the game. So the laboratory, what does it do? It increases your multiplier. That's what it does. So that's why the laboratory, at least in my opinion, it's going to be really expensive after a while. So it's going to take you really quite a long time to do different kind of researches. So you do want to focus at it as first at different kind of discounts and obviously of decreasing your speed. So your lab speed will definitely need it to be really higher. You can definitely buy multipliers or whatever, but you're going to want to concentrate on discounts and on lab speed, because those are going to matter. So the lab speed is going to decrease your time that you're going to need to do different kind of researches. Now let's go for the health, and I'm going to try to explain the same thing. So for the health, the same idea. If you're going to have 1k health every time you're going to start the game, and you already did some upgrades in the workshop, if you're going to come over here in the research part and you're going to have the same thing, like for example 1.5 is going to be easier for the math. If you're going to do an upgrade in the game, the one that is not permanent, you're going to have your health 1.5, okay, 1500, sorry, my bad. So the laboratory offers you a multiplier for each level, for each thing that you're going to buy in the game with the cash currency, not the coins. The coins are the ones that you're going to use over here in the workshop, in the laboratory, with the cash. So everything you're going to upgrade with the cash is going to be affected by a multiplier that you're going to have in the laboratory. So that's definitely a thing to keep in mind. So if you're going to have a higher multiplier, obviously you're going to have more health or more damage or more whatever. So eventually some of the things, so not the health or not the health regeneration, not the attack, will end up and they're going to be maxed up. So if you're going to have, like for example in the workshop, that specific branch, it doesn't matter, really high in level, and from here in the laboratory also really a high multiplier, it's going to be easier for you to reach the maximum amount. So please keep that in mind. You do need to collaborate a bit. Basically, you do need to see what you're going to upgrade in the workshop, and eventually you do want to upgrade kind of the same thing in the laboratory as well. So keep in mind the fact that the laboratory is a multiplier, okay? So it's going to multiply each level that you're going to do the upgrades with the specific multiplier that you have already researched. Sorry. So I hope that this was useful. Drop a comment if you have other questions regarding the laboratory. I'm still trying to figure out the game. If you have tips, please drop them in the comments below. I'm going to try to do different kind of videos, and if you guys are enjoying my content regarding this game, please drop more comments, my bad, in order for me to know that you want more videos regarding this game. Now I hope that this was useful. Definitely a lot of new updates, and you're going to have a lot of researches. Now let me know if you do want me to talk about a bit about the last updates that they did. Definitely you're going to consume over here a lot of coins. So as you can see, 949 millions just for the first level. Jesus, that's going to be quite a lot. Now guys, until next time, take care. Don't forget to subscribe, smash that like button, and please be safe out there. Take care guys. Bye.